Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below so you don't miss any more of my future videos. So, in today's video, I will be talking about my 2-week wait symptoms. So, kind of how I knew I was pregnant before taking the positive test. Now, I am almost 36 weeks pregnant, so I am almost done being pregnant, but I never filmed this video and I kind of wanted to put it out for people who are trying to get pregnant or are nervous they might be pregnant and kind of start to search for these kind of videos. I figure I put mine out, I'll put my story out so that people can know kind of what to look for. So, two disclaimers. One, my phone is being propped up by a couple of different things right now, so if it falls, I apologize and I will reposition it. Also, if it starts to slide, I might slide a little bit, so again, I apologize. I'm still recording on my phone because I've not gotten a camera yet, even though I plan to, but it's just not in the cards right now as we are expecting a baby in the next month. So, yeah. And the second disclaimer is kind of similar to the first one. I am expecting a phone call, so if I kind of just stop talking, you probably won't even know. But, yeah, if I just stop talking, it's because I have to answer the phone call. So, 2-week wait symptoms. Couple of words you need to know, or phrases to kind of help me explain things. A couple of phrases to help me explain things are DPO, which is days past ovulation. So ovulation is when your egg leaves your ovary and starts to descend into the fallopian tube, where it will meet the sperm. Kind of giving you a little biology lesson here. And was a pregnancy. Best way I can put it. I'm sure you guys know that already because I'm pretty sure everybody took a sex ed class, but if you don't, that's where ovulation takes place. Now, ovulation occurs usually between 14 and 21. No, actually it's earlier. Sometimes people can ovulate early, so just know that. But it usually occurs between 12 days after the first day of your period, or it can go as much as 22 days or something after the first day of your period. So if you are trying to get pregnant, I really recommend getting an app. The app that I used was Glow. We weren't exactly trying to get pregnant, but I was using Glow to track my periods. So we have DPO, which is days past ovulation. If you know when you ovulate, which some people do, some people feel it, other people have very obvious symptoms of ovulation, then you can start tracking from the day that you ovulate until the expected date of your next period, and that is your 2-week wait. So, my 2-week wait, here were my symptoms. I didn't have a whole lot. There were some things that made me say, okay, maybe I should take a test, because it was just like, you know, they were just not symptoms for me. So, I don't know when I ovulate, because I do not ovulate 14 days after my first day of my period like a lot of people do. So, my husband and I were using the method of just trying to avoid my ovulation week when we were doing our thing. And that was very hard because I didn't know when my ovulation week was. So we probably should have been a little bit more careful, but we were kind of at the point where we were like, well, if it happens, it happens. It's not that big of a deal. So we weren't not trying. We just weren't actively trying. So this was back in late January, early February, and I had noticed that around 22 to 23 days after my first date of my period, I was experiencing horrible pain in my boobs, like for a while. So I had never experienced breast pain before leading up to my period. I know some people can. Some people can experience pain in their boobs during ovulation and right before their period, but I was never one of those people. I never had pain in my boobs before. So that was weird. I was like, okay, maybe my cycle is just kind of changing, and maybe now I'm starting to get pain. Because I know that can happen too. I know you can start to get new symptoms as you get older with your period. So I just thought, okay, maybe my period's coming. But the pain lasted for 2 weeks. So I think it started during ovulation, or maybe very shortly after, and then lasted until I was like 10 weeks pregnant. But that's another story. So that was number 1. Number 2 was I was very emotional. Like, okay, so disclaimer, another disclaimer, I have bipolar disorder. So emotions and being emotional is not out of the ordinary for me. I'm usually up and down with my moods and my emotions. So being emotional wasn't really a symptom because, like I said, I'm used to it. But it was just a little bit more than usual. And I was a little bit more weepy than usual and just hormonal, if that makes any sense. So again, I thought, okay, maybe my period's coming and I'm just kind of starting to get emotional as my period is coming. So that was number 2. Number 3 was I was starting to get heartburn. So I was not that kind of person to get heartburn. Oops, I have it now. But I'm not the kind of person that has heartburn. I actually did have it when I was way younger. So when I was like 16 or 17, I did suffer with like acid reflux, but I got it under control, taken care of, and was able to manage it and had never experienced symptoms since. I'm 22 now, so I was like, it was just a very weird thing, and I was like, okay, I don't get heartburn, like, what is this? So, after those 3 symptoms, there weren't much else. Like, there wasn't much else that I was really experiencing. I definitely did not start feeling tired until like 6 weeks, until I was like 6 weeks pregnant. And I didn't start feeling nauseous until I was like 6 weeks pregnant, maybe 5.5. But yeah, so those 3 symptoms were just out of the ordinary, especially the boobs. Also, TMI alert, my discharge changed. So this is a very honest and raw 2-week wait video. I actually don't know if a lot of people talk about this, but when you conceive and are pregnant, your discharge will change. So just know that. So sorry for that TMI, but if you're trying to get pregnant and you know anything about trying to get pregnant, discharge is not an uncommon word. So and if you clicked on this video, I'm assuming you're trying to get pregnant. So yeah, so that changed just slightly, and I was like, okay, maybe that's... So all of those things together made me say, okay, maybe I should take a test. Because I was just kind of... Oh, sorry, one more thing. One more thing was I started to get bloated about a week before my missed period. So I usually did not start to get bloated with any other period that I've had, and I have very regular cycles except for the ovulation part, but in regards to exactly what day my period comes, I have pretty regular cycles. So up until that point, I had not started to feel bloated until about day 28 or 29 of my cycle, because my periods came on day 31 or 32. Another thing to know. So I usually didn't start to get bloated until a couple days before my period. So when I started to get bloated like a week before, I was like, yeah, that's also a little weird. So there were all these signs together just made me say, all right, I'm gonna take a test. So if you saw my very first video on this channel, you saw my reaction after I took the test, because I did not truly expect it to say positive. Obviously, I had some inclination in my head that made me say, okay, maybe I should take one, but we didn't really, like I said, we weren't really trying, so I just kind of was like, all right, I guess I'll just take a test. If it's positive, it's positive. Then we'll know that that's why I'm feeling like this. And I took a test, and sure enough, it was positive. Now, when did I take the test? On day 29 of my cycle. So like I said, I don't get my period until day 31 or 32 of my cycle religiously. Like, it just always comes on either one of those days. So I actually took my test 2 days before my missed period, which is, usually you get like a very, very faint line. I got a pretty dark line for that time period. So again, I don't exactly know when I ovulated. It just kind of is a mystery to me. I mean, I'm obviously pregnant. I'm almost 36 weeks pregnant. By the time you see this, I might already be 36 weeks pregnant. Not exactly sure when this video is going to go up, but it's going to go up this week. So yeah, that was my 2-week wait symptoms. I didn't really have a whole ton of like weird like symptoms or anything like that. Also, just a little side note is I went out the night before I took my test, and we went to a bar with a couple of our friends, and for some reason I didn't feel like drinking. So listen to your gut. If your gut is telling you that maybe I should take a test because these symptoms are weird, listen to it. Listen to your intuition. I swear mother's intuition kicks in the second you conceive, because that was weird. Like, I'm not a huge drinker. Please don't take that comment as anything like that. I really don't drink a lot. But if we're gonna go out, I'll have a drink or two. But this was like, I was just like, no, I don't feel like drinking. It wasn't even because, oh, maybe I'm pregnant. It was just like, my body just didn't feel like having alcohol that night. Sure enough, next morning I took the test and it was positive. And now we're expecting our beautiful baby girl, who we cannot wait to meet in the next month. So with that said, if you are new here, make sure you subscribe, because we will be having our baby girl so soon, and I'm so excited to meet her. So thank you all so much for watching. If you are trying to get pregnant, leave it in the comments down below. If you have any questions, let me know. I am a first-time mom, so I don't have a totally huge variety of information, but I am somebody who does a ton of research, especially about something huge that's going on in my life. So I did a ton of research about pregnancy and what symptoms are kind of normal in that 2-week wait period, and what symptoms you should be looking out for. So there were a couple in this video that I did not have that a lot of people do. So again, if you have any questions, please feel free to message me or leave in the comments any questions you have. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram so that you are up to date with me and baby girl, because real-time posts are posted on there, whereas these videos usually come out like a week after I film them. Alright guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!